Welcome to RidgeLife. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, not how I expected this day to go. Not what I expected at all. I actually had big plans being back on the ridge for the first time since the vacation in Colorado, Keystone, Colorado. Got back here last night. Had big plans today. At least I had plans last weekend when I was planning this week out. The rain kind of put a little damper on things, and then the cold last night. Guys, it was 22 degrees last night. Of course, the wind was whipping still. I turned the water off in the ridge crib. It froze, of course, but that's why I turned it off. I laid the hose out so it would drain, but it apparently didn't drain good enough. But I will say that the tent repairs I made, hopefully you saw the rambling the other day, the tent repairs I made where the windows are being stored is working fine. A lot of y'all give me some great pointers too about the wood frame and the PVC supports and stuff. Great stuff, guys. Appreciate you. But that's not what really threw me for a loop today. It wasn't the weather, it wasn't the freeze, and it wasn't all that. Grandma Carol, we call her the marketplace queen. She is a Facebook marketplace aficionado. We built half her log home on stuff we purchased off a marketplace. The stairwell treads, I think they were walnut or something like that. The farm sink, the brand new appliances, light fixtures. A lot of that she got off marketplace. Saved a ton of money. Well, she had found a kitchen play set for Adley, my granddaughter Adley. And she said, Tim, can you pick that up with me, and we'll take it to Alyssa, my daughter, Tuesday? And I'm like, well, yeah. Family's first, guys. Family's first. And I definitely do not get to see my grandbabies quite enough. They're on spring break this week, so it worked out because normally they're not home. My daughter's at school. She's a special ed school teacher, and Adley, is at school, and Jarrett's at daycare and everything. So the fact that we can pick up this play set and then go to my daughter's and see my grandkids, amazing, right? But still not exactly what was unexpected about today. So Grandma Carol had found in Memphis, Tennessee, Cordova, actually just outside of Memphis, still over a half-hour drive from us. She found this kitchen play set, and it had a box full of utensils and fake fruit and foods and all that kind of stuff. And it was this little kitchen play set. It had an air fryer. It had a little Keurig to put the fake Keurig pods in and everything. It had a microwave, had a sink, had an oven, had little curtains. It was really, really cute. But we went there early this morning. And I got up right before the sun came up. And I wanted to get a shower, but I had to go to Grandma Carol's to get a shower because mine was frozen. I could have thawed it out and everything. And actually, I got home today and I ran out of gas, propane. But I've got more propane. Tim stays prepared. I was a Boy Scout, right? Always prepared. So I've got extra propane. So I'll have to swap that out as soon as I get off the phone with you. Came home and I was out of propane because it's still cold, guys. It's still cold. But we went into Cordova to pick up this play set on Marketplace, and Tim's always strapping, right? We always gotta be careful on Marketplace now. And we pull up the nice neighborhood in Cordova. That was nice. I was kind of scared there for a little while. And lady came out and raised the garage door, and I backed up the truck to the driveway, and there was a little play set. And looked cute and everything. Grandma Carol thought it was smaller than what she thought, but she told me the dimensions, and it was exactly what the dimensions were. But the gentleman came out and he went, "Hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while." And I'm like, he looked familiar, and it was one of the guys I worked with at the steel mill. And so me and him commenced to talking for a while while my mom and the wife, haggled over the, the play set or whatever, talked about it. And me and him was like, hey, how things going? He said, oh man, we're going into shutdown. We're going to be in like a 2-week shutdown at work for maintenance and everything. I'm like, I don't miss those days at all. But that was really unexpected to get to see. I mean, how small is this world? The company I worked for, it's the largest steel company in America, and each division's only a few hundred people. Memphis has about 1 million people in Memphis proper, and say there's 300-400 people that work there at that division. Out of 1 million people, the 300, I met one of them today to pick up a children's play set. Pretty cool. And yeah, real nice guy and wife. And we bought the play set, obviously. Yeah, I talked to him for 5 or 10 minutes and everything about what's going on at work and everything. Did I miss it? I said, well, I do not miss the shutdowns, the maintenance shutdowns. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the sense of doing something worthwhile. What I did there in engineering and maintenance and automation. We solved a lot of problems, made things a lot better, and I really enjoyed the work I did for almost 30 years. But anyway, so we picked that up and got all loaded into the truck and took it up to Dyersburg, where my daughter lives. Again, about an hour or so, hour and a half. Oh yeah, hour and a half at least north of Cordova, where we were in Cordova, mid-south Cordova. It was near Germantown, if you know where that's at. And we drove up there. But first, I stopped by Meredith's because Meredith's is kind of in line with my daughter's. Again, it's about from there, it was about an hour north. Yeah, because it's an hour and a half to Dyersburg. Yeah. And Meredith said she had a bunch of clothes for Adelie, my granddaughter, Willa's clothes. So I picked up 4 trash bags of clothes that Willa had donated to Adelie. And me and Grandma Carol drove on up there. Got up there, and my grandson, Jared, he was sitting in the high chair. He had just been eating some pancakes and eggs, so I got to feed him some pancakes and eggs. And Adelie was there. My daughter, of course, was there. My son-in-law was at work. And so I put the play set all together. How we'd taken it all apart. I put the play set all together, and they went through and cleaned all the little, the little toy pieces, the cucumbers, the hamburgers, the French fries, the money, and all the little K-cups. And she cleaned all that stuff off, got it all prettied up, got all that put together. And we sat down on the floor. And we actually put it in the kitchen. She moved this little thing, so there's a little room in the kitchen. So my granddaughter and my grandson can play kitchen while Alyssa is working in the kitchen. And it's just the cutest thing. So we sat on the floor, and we had tea and ate French fries, little plastic things, right? We had a good old time. We went into Alyssa's room, and my daughter's got Alyssa's room, just the most gorgeous thing in the world. And we went in there, and took out those 4 trash bags that Meredith had given Adelie, dumped those out all on the floor, and went through each little one. There was a Lilo and Stitch, and there was this unicorn wool hat. It was a unicorn, a little shiny gold unicorn with fur, and it was like a sock toboggan sock hat you put on, but it was like a scarf, and it had 2 hands, and you put your hands in the mittens. So it was a hat with mittens. It was not a jacket, not a vest or anything. It was just a hat, and had these 2 long things you stick your hands in. It was like wool, and my daughter wore that the rest of the day. Tons and tons of really cool things. So my granddaughter was just tickled pink over all that stuff that Meredith and Willa gave her. We played and did stuff. Then we went to eat lunch, and we went to a Mexican restaurant in Dyersburg. We always go to El Patio. It's kind of like the go-to Mexican restaurant there. And we had cheese dip, and I had shrimp enchiladas. Oh my goodness, we had chips and salsa, and everybody just. And my little grandson Jared, he loves steamed broccoli. He was eating rice and steamed broccoli, and he's just the cutest little thing. He could eat chips now. He's got 8 teeth. And not even 2 years old. I think he's a year and a half. Is he a year and a half? I think he's a year and a half. And guys, my daughter, she's a special ed teacher. He doesn't speak yet, right? He's learning a few words, papa, mama, but he knows sign language. She has taught him sign language. He's like this. He's like, he's doing sign language, and he can't even speak words, and he can do sign language. That is the coolest thing. My daughter is just amazing mama, amazing daughter too, by the way. Yeah, so we did, and my granddaughter, she was drawing and everything at the table, brought little markers and a little journal, and so we just had the best. Grandma Carol was there, of course, had the best meal, the best time. Let's see, one of the topics of discussion was my SRT Durango. I had already found this out, and I just haven't told you all. My daughter said, Dad, be on the lookout for a 3-row SUV because we're going to need it, because we'll have 3 car seats. Yeah, I'm going to be a pawpaw again. Yay! My daughter just found out she's going to have another baby this, what was it? Let's see, was this February? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. Around November, she just found out, and just got married to my new stepson in January 1st, and here they are 2 months later having a baby. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Yeah. So she was wanting a 3-row SUV since they're going to have 3 car seats, and I said, well, I'll get the water pump fixed on my SRT Durango, and you can have that. She's got a little Jeep Cherokee. It's 2-row, but I'll this SRT's got a lot of miles on it. But I said, it's great for a daily driver, and I'm sure my stepson would love to drive that 475 horsepower Hemi. Launch control and all that stuff. It's an SRT, so 6.4 liter V8. Yeah. I'd love, because if I traded it in or sold it, I've talked about trading it and selling it a while back, and just with that many miles on it, there's no way to get what it's worth, because it's immaculate on the inside. You know how I am. It's immaculate. So yeah, I'm going to be in the pawpaw again. I already knew that. That was not an unexpected thing. Unexpected for you guys, maybe. So those that waited till this far into the video to find out that Tim's going to be a pawpaw again, you all are in the know, aren't you? Of course, you Ramblings viewers probably stick around and know this kind of stuff. So just an amazing day. But wait, it's not over, guys. After we ate, I stopped by this Italian restaurant. I actually called while I was at the Mexican restaurant. Stopped by this Italian restaurant, Mustos, in Dyersburg. It's a place we frequent when we're over there. And they've got these stuffed mushrooms that Meredith just loves, right? So I called in and said, hey, can I get an order of your famous stuffed mushrooms to go? And they said, yeah, sure, it'll be up in 15 minutes or so. So I went and got my car, washed my truck. I washed my truck. And then I went and got the mushrooms, and then right next door to the Italian restaurant, they had this cupcake factory, cupcake store, bakery. And I went in there, and for Easter and St. Patrick's Day, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, they had all these confectionery, bakery stuff. So I got for Willa, I got her this cake pop bunny. It was, you ever seen a cake pop? They're like a sucker, but they're cake with icing on the outside of them, hard icing. But this one had bunny ears and everything was cute. So I got her an Easter cake pop. I got Hudson just a chocolate icing covered regular cake pop. Nothing, girly. And for Meredith, I got her a chocolate cream St. Patrick's Day cupcake. So it's chocolate cupcake with cream filling, and this chocolate cream on top, and it had these green sprinkles and this little shamrock and everything for St. Patrick's Day. So I got that, and me and Grandma Carol went on the way home, because Meredith is kind of on the way home from my daughter's. we stopped at Meredith's, and I put the mushrooms inside and all the treats and everything. And then while I was there, I let the dogs out so the dogs could use the bathroom, and I fed grain to all the animals, the horses, the cows, the donkeys, and all that. And as soon as I got done with that, Meredith pulls up, and I got to say, "Here's your dinner." So she was already eating the stuffed mushrooms before we left. She's like, "Oh, thank you, honey." And of course, the kids like the baked goods and everything. Meredith's like, "I don't need that cupcake," but she was appreciative. You know, I guarantee she's gonna share it with Willa, because there's a huge, you know when you go to those cupcake stores, they're huge cupcakes, huge. And of course, I got Grandma Carol a cupcake while I was in there. I got her a red velvet with the what do you call that, buttercream icing, and then it had a St. Patrick's Day decorations on top of that. But buttercream, yeah, with a red velvet. Ooh! She said she's going to save that for to share with me tonight for dinner. Matter of fact, dinner is going to be amazing. We're having Low Country boil. My Uncle Sonny had made a big old pot of Low Country boil and gave Grandma Carol a big quart jar of it. So apparently I'm having some Low Country boil. If y'all know what a Low Country boil is, frogmore stew. Some people in South Carolina call it frogmore stew. It's the shrimp and the sausage and the potatoes and the Old Bay seasoning, or the crab seasoning with the corn on the cob, all in this big pot. And you boil it and everything, and it's just so delicious. Oh my gosh! And sometimes they put crawfish in it, but I don't think we have any crawfish. I think it is crawfish season though. But yeah, so it's sun's going down now, guys. I know it's late in the afternoon getting this video out to you, but I had a very unexpected day, but a very, very fruitful day, very, very fulfilling day. A lot of good family time with my grandkids and my daughter. And Grandma Carol, and of course Meredith, got to see her, got to give her a big old kiss and hug. But back on the ridge, it is Tuesday. Again, happy St. Patrick's Day. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I have to go back over to Meredith's to do it live, but I get to work over here all day before I go over there. And then, of course, I got the rest of the week to work too. And I think, guys, 22 last night, in the 30s and low 40s today. I'm told it's going to be almost 90 this weekend. Almost 90. So I'm going to be wearing a coat in some of these videos, and then I'm going to be wearing shorts and a t-shirt in some of these videos. So be on the lookout. I've got to dig trenches for conduit. I've got to start running wires. I got that one box on the outside, the 50 amp box on the outside of the shed. I got to take off and put the silicone around the fitting. You guys caught that. I'm glad I can't believe I forgot that. That was just crazy that Tim, Mr. OCD, forgot that. Matter of fact, you guys said, "Tim, you forgot to do the 2 receptacles in the tool shed." In the big trough, that goes through the trough, through the wall. You're right, I forgot to glue those too. So I got ahead of myself that day. I do that sometimes. All right, well, before the sun goes down, I've got to get propane new tanks put on the Ridge crib so I can have some cool tonight, and also I can take a shower in the morning. Shouldn't have to do that at Grandma Carol's now. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, last night was the last freeze. I don't think it's supposed to get below freezing tonight. I think it's supposed to start steadily warming up. I know all the daffodils shriveled up and froze, this last couple days of the freeze. But boy, the dogwoods are blooming and everything. The top of the truck was green and yellow from all the pollen. That's why I ran it through the car wash today. That's another thing I might have to do tomorrow is, if it's warm enough, sometime this week, I've got to put the bee boxes on before the bees swarm on me and I lose the queens. Because the old queens and half the bees will swarm off if they don't have enough space. And right now, with the way that everything's pollinating and going, them bees are kicking butt and taking names. I know it was cold last night. Hopefully they survive that. That's one of the things that happens sometimes. You'll get a false spring, it's 70, 80 degrees, and the bees start coming out and the pollen and everything, and then you'll get a hard freeze, frost, and those suckers, those girls, they'll just I'm melting, I'm freezing. They do that. All right, guys, gonna let you go. I do appreciate every single one of you. What a unexpected but amazing day. So love every single one of you. If you did like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out. Hearing the chickens back here, I got 6 eggs yesterday. I got 5 chickens, and I got 6 eggs yesterday. One laid at the beginning of the day, one laid, you know, the next morning or whatever when I checked. So in the evening after we checked it. So we had 4 eggs the day before and 6 eggs the second day with 5 chickens. So 10 eggs, that's right. All right, guys, love every single one. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling and go Ridge Life.